So this is our completed tatted doily that we're going to place in the center of our dream catcher. You can see that I've made it an inch smaller all around than the hoop is. Now that we have the hoop and the tatting completed, then we're ready to attach them together. And we're going to do this using the same tatting thread that we did to make the tatting itself. I've gone ahead and threaded about 6 feet worth of tatting thread onto my needle and then cut that from the ball. So it's completely free thread. At this point I'm going to go ahead and remove the embroidery hoop. I'm going to thread my thread with my tatting needle. I'm going to thread it through one of the hemp twine loops on my hoop. Right like that. I'm going to pull it almost to the end and then I'm going to knot it. So right like that. Go ahead and do a double knot. Right like that. Okay, at this point what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually thread my thread with my needle through one of the picots. It can be any of the free picots. Right like that. And then I'm going to pull it, since we know that there is about an inch of space between the hoop and the tatting, I'm going to go ahead and pull it closer to about 1/2 inch because I want this to be tight. And then I'm going to make a small knot to hold my tatting in place at that 1/2 inch mark. So right like that. The tension will kind of adjust and you'll get kind of a cobweb effect, which works really well with the dream catcher. Once you reach the end, you're going to double knot it and cut your thread. At this point I've run the hemp twine all the way around the willow. I went back and I strung the tatting through each free picot. I strung that onto the hemp twine, and I did that all the way around. Because of the dimensions and the way the willow stretches as it's drying, it's kind of gotten it off center a little bit, but I'm actually okay with that on this project because it makes it look a little bit more natural. So it's going to look about like that. And then I'm going to go ahead, and these are some feathers that I've collected, and I'm going to attach those down here. This one I think I might actually attach up along the side, and then these I'm going to attach off of the bottom, and I'll use some beads as well. And I'll have a picture of the finished item for you to see at the end. We're just going to go ahead and decorate at this point. For a dream catcher, you can also use an embroidery hoop. This is an antique wood embroidery hoop that I have. This is the outer ring. For the inner ring, I've already gone and added my tatting, and I'm going to show you how I did that really quick. So this is the inner ring of the embroidery hoop, and I just went ahead and I took my tatting. This actually was a small doily pattern that I had made, and I made the small doily, and I made it so that it was about a 1/2 inch, an inch to a 1/2 inch smaller than the hoop itself. I laid it in the center, and using the same thread that I used to make the tatting, I strung it onto the hoop. Then I'm going to take the embroidery hoop outer ring and place it over the top. When I do that, it kind of tightens it up and it just makes it hang that much better and makes it stretches it a little bit better so it's clean lines. So if you really want a more clean lined dream catcher, this would be the way to go. And at this point you can go ahead and you could go back and you could add feathers and beads and anything you want to do to kind of add to your dream catcher. And this works well as a dream catcher or even just a basic way to display your tatted doily. It's very cute. When I compare the two, this is the natural willow dream catcher and this is the embroidery hoop dream catcher. So the willow dream catcher is going to be a little bit more authentic, but obviously the embroidery hoop dream catcher is much simpler, straightforward, and clean lines. They both turn out really cute. To finish this project, what I did is I took some of the tatting thread. You could also use some of the jute or hemp twine, depending on what you use twine-wise. You can use either one, and I just attached a thread on the willow one. I attached 1 thread. On the embroidery hoop, I attached 3 threads, and I then just threaded those through the beads that I wanted to attach, and then wrapped it around the feathers and tied it off. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe, like, or comment below, and I would love it if you went and checked out the links below.
You can connect with me on Facebook, RustiKate on Facebook, or you can check out my Etsy page, my website, and all those good things.